Heyo, Vladman here. Today's Monday, so it's a new video. Did not do a video in the weekend. I was working both days, and then my lady was working, and then she wasn't working, so I had to talk to her. Whatever, stuff and things. One thing that I will say happened over the weekend, and I was almost going to do a video about it, but I realized I haven't finished it, so I don't really want to do a video about it, is I highly suggest watch 1883. And Paramount Plus is like $5. So it's on Paramount Plus, it's $5. Definitely worth watching that show, even if you didn't like Yellowstone, because it is kind of related to. Highly suggest it. I have not finished it yet, but it is terrific. If you like westerns and stuff of that nature, I highly suggest it. It's not technically a western, it's more of like a really awesome TV show about the Oregon Trail, which I just realized I don't know if there's a movie about, or even a show about, the Oregon Trail, which was a whole other thing, and I was like, wow, that would be a terrific show name, just the Oregon Trail, or a movie about the Oregon Trail, because anyone who's about my age, 30 or younger, they've heard about and probably played the game Oregon Trail, which was really enjoyable, even though it's kind of horrible. So anyhow, now what we're talking about today, what today's video is, and I'm not trying to be over the top, even though I am actually very excited about this movie, is a wonderful Guy Ritchie movie that was made a while ago, couple years ago. I think like 2 years ago. I think 2020. It was made 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago. Released, I believe, in 2020, right around when the world started shutting down. It was one of those few movies that like slipped in just before massive lockdown. And I'm a Guy Ritchie, I guess you could say a fanboy, because I just love every single one of his movies. That's actually not true. There's been like one or two movies that I didn't bother watching. One he did with Madonna way back in the day, I think, when him and Madonna were hooking up. Never saw that. I don't think I'm missing out on anything. And there might be another one like earlier in his career. But this is a guy who, if you don't know, he did both Sherlock Holmes movies with Robert Downey Jr. He did Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels. He did Snatch. He's done lots of like iconic movies. Then he has some like duds, if you will, that to me and other fanboys were like, this is still amazing. Revolver being one. Whatchamacallit? The King Arthur movie with Charlie Hunnam and Eric Bana as Charlie Hunnam's dad, yada yada. And Jude Law was the bad guy in that. I really enjoyed that. Anyhow, not talking about that. Instead, today, we're talking about this movie called The Gentleman. It's so weird. I'm like looking at the camera and then look at me, look at camera, me. Anyways, it's called The Gentleman. Amazing cast, for starters. Like, everyone does amazing, is amazing. Matthew McConaughey is the lead, and he is like an American who's in the UK, and he's a high-rolling, well-dressed, dapper-dressed guy who has a pot empire. And I'm not giving anything away. This is in the trailer. And as with any Guy Ritchie story, like, honestly, I think Guy Ritchie's shtick is crime movies, like criminals in movies, and then kind of bounce around and have them do different things. Because even though it is similar to Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels and Snatch and Revolver and some other ones, it's like not, and it's so beautiful. I was trying to think of what about it I love so much, because I saw it in theaters. I think I rented it. I purchased it. Since I've purchased it, I've seen it at least 2 or 3 times. And it's one of those movies that I keep thinking about. And I'll watch a clip of it and I'm just, I love this scene in this moment. And I think what's so fascinating about, to me, is how he tells the story. It's done in a way where the person who's telling the story is a bit unreliable. I forget exactly what that's called, but they kind of did that with the Harley Quinn movies, where you can't really take what you're seeing as literal because she's kind of crazy and she's the narrator. They didn't go this way, but the narrator is a bit, they have like a shtick about it. So it makes it kind of interesting and allows for certain moments to kind of blow up and become ridiculous. Generally, it's a 5 out of 5 movie or a 10 out of 10 or whatever if you like that genre. And it's in Britain, and there's just some terrific moments that are kind of outlandish and ridiculous, but without being tasteless. And one thing I think is very interesting is I'm fairly certain it's a rated R movie. Yeah, definitely a rated R movie. But it doesn't have what rated R movies used to always do, which is like gratuitous violence, specifically like blood and gore. It doesn't have that. It doesn't have the other one, which is like gratuitous sex, which is just like unnecessary and whatever. It just has foul language, which fits. And it has this world that you're just instantly immersed into, and you're like, whoa, okay, I feel like I know all these people, and if I saw them in real life, that's exactly how they would act. And that, to me, is what makes Guy Ritchie so amazing. Is, I don't know if it's the scripts exactly that he's writing and people are just following it to the letter, or there's a terrific amount of improv and they just do a really good job capturing it. I just will say that if you like good movies, I highly suggest it. Again, it's The Gentleman. I kind of want to just fanboy a little bit more about Guy Ritchie, because that's all I can say. You need to see The Gentleman. You need to see this movie. If you have not seen it, watch it. You will enjoy the crap out of it. I don't even know where you can watch it. I'm sure you can look online, Paramount or Apple, whatever. I'm sure it's somewhere. Or just go buy it. Just go buy the DVD, good old fashioned. That's what my lady actually bought this for me, I think, because she knew I loved it so much. But what I wanted to say is there's been other interesting things. So obviously Guy Ritchie has done other terrific movies. What I think this one does perfectly is, another one that's really good is Rock and Rolla. Anyways, what this one does perfectly is it combines all of these gangster movies that he did, and including King Arthur, which is like a medieval, almost kind of gangstery thing, and then Aladdin, which was just, to me, like, okay, I guess you got to make your money, whatever. But it kind of combines all those together, and it puts it in this really nicely boom, 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 boom. And the pacing on it is beautiful. The acting in it is beautiful. Some of the most understated British actors are in this film. And it's just worth it. It's worth every minute. And what's odd to me, but in a beautiful way, is Matthew McConaughey is in this film, and he's just smooth as butter. And he's basically kind of playing Matthew McConaughey, but like a caricature. And obviously Matthew McConaughey is not a drug kingpin. But the way he does it and builds this thing and adds little mysteries and fits it together, you can't help but be like, oh my God, this is terrific. So again, highly suggest. And if you haven't seen Guy Ritchie's other films, also highly suggest, because frankly, he's got a knack for, if nothing else, very awesome dialogue. Like how people talk, the way they talk, and all that is just so well formed, and it's music, it's aesthetic to the ears. So, highly suggest. That's it for today. We're gonna do a shorter one. I'm gonna be watching the Sonic movie, the second one. I want to watch Ambulance in theaters. That's the Michael Bay film. I haven't really heard anything about that, but it's Michael Bay in an action movie, making another action movie. So, yeah, and I was born and raised in LA, so I'm definitely gonna watch it. And Sonic 2, I've been hearing good things, so we'll see. Anyhow, I might even do another movie review later. Thank you all for checking out. I'll talk to you later. Pipeman out. Bye.